Hi, beloved. This is your sister Evangelist Marie, and this is our 22 day into our Bible reading in 365 days. May the Lord be blessed. May the Lord be lifted up. I am so grateful that we are in this journey together. May the Lord bless you. So, as per our schedule, we have to read Matthew chapter 15 from verse 1 to verse 28, and to read also Exodus 1 and 2 chapter. So let us start with Exodus 1. Wow, so we done already with Genesis. So Exodus 1 and 2. So Israel, the title is Israel suffering in Egypt. So this is also only the story. What happened after Jacob, which is Israel, died, and then Moses died, and then even the Pharaoh that knew Joseph at that time died. And now it was a new generation that did not know Joseph. And then they conspire because even in the land, in a strange land, Israel was still prospering, multiplying. They were more in numbers than the Egyptians, so they get scared, and that's why they slave them to become, to bring them down so that they can rule over them with strong hand. But it did not remove the fact that God was with them. So in Exodus chapter 2, this is when, because even Pharaoh, because whatever he was doing, they were still multiplying. They were still multiplying. They even hired some midwife that when the women of Israel was giving birth, they need to kill the boys, but they did not, because they fear God. And only fear God, even if the Egyptian was fearing God, it means that it depends of the way that the Israelite was portray themselves and present their God. So it made everyone be fearful. And this is also another decree that Pharaoh of that time made, that all since he did not succeed through the midwife to kill the boys, so that it will be only women. And women, a society only with women is not really strong. So, and also it brings me to something that it just flashed in my head. I just think about what is going on right now. They are feminized boys right in the beginning, because they know that the plan of God is that man is the head of the family, and man is the one that have the seed to multiply. So if they remove and they feminize all men, the soak of the society, which is the family, will be destroyed. And I think this is, it just dropped in my heart just right now. And this is why the agenda of the enemy is to feminize all the boys, all the men, in starting in US and all over the place, so that the seed and the soak of mankind, which is the family, will be destroyed. But come back to the word of God. So he did not succeed, and he decided that now whatever somebody give birth to a boy, he need to throw that boy into the Niger River. And it come to pass that one lady decided not to obey, because she appreciate and she value what the Lord have given her, a son, and she decided to hide. You know the story. But then, because the prophecy was about to come to pass, and Moses grew up in the house of Pharaoh, I always ask myself, why in the house of Pharaoh? Why there? Because he needed to know the custom, to know the magician, to know, because it was like a mystery for people to really know what the power of Egypt was. But then the law make him grow up there so that he will be able to know, and whatever, when the time comes, he know what is there. So this is what I received from these two chapters. So then let us go to Matthew 15. Matthew 15, 1 2. Okay. So this is Jesus Christ again speaking. He said, because they were accusing him that, the disciples are not washing hands when they are eating and all that. And I always love this parable. He said, why do you also transgress? So they are seeing little things, but when they are transgressing big things. He's like, why do you always transgress the commandment of God because of your tradition? Verse 4, for God commanded, saying, honor your father and your mother, and he who curses father or mother, let him be put to death. Verse 5, but you say, whoever says to his father or mother, whatever profit you might have received from me, it is a gift to God. Verse 6, then he need to honor his father or mother, though you have made the commandment of God of no effect by your tradition. Verse 7, hypocrite, well did Israel prophesy about you, saying. Verse 8, these people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is so far from me. So this is one of those verses of the Bible that is always amazing me. And I ask myself, is everybody, especially those up there, read it and get it? They changed the tradition of God, that it was clear, and that was the law of Moses, that whoever disrespect or not taking care of their parent supposed to be put to death. But then the Pharisees came and said, no, to thwart that commandment, they thwarted it to their own benefit. That if your mother and your father have a need of something and you have the money, and if that money is the offering from God, you are exempt of that commandment, which is absolutely wrong, because God does not eat money. God does not eat bulls or cat or I don't know, or sheep or whatever we offer to God. It's men that eat it. We honor God through those men, but they are not God. The word of God stand, and they too, they are judged by the word of God. So you cannot abandon. And this is another thing. He said, if somebody cursed the mother, I have seen several times. He did not mention here that if the mother is witch, if the mother is bad, if the mother did not take care or whatever, you need to curse that mother. That's not what it is writing here. Your mother or your father remain the same. Whatever they do, or good or bad, they are your parent. And you have no right to curse them. You have no right to abandon them. This is not the will of God. This is the word of God. And the word of God have preeminence to anything that men can put in place. It's not possible. I have seen people make prophecy and say, your mother is a witch. That's why you're not married. That's why you did not have children. That's why just all those things. Why you emulate Christ? Why don't you go and deliver that person? Because if the person is possessed or whatever, this is not what it was supposed to be. So some way, somehow, that mother or that father get corrupted, need deliverance. But no, we accuse. And so, beloved, I am so glad that we are going through the Bible line after line, word after word, and we learn by ourselves. So going down, when he said, these people draw near to me by their mouth and worship me with their lips. So it doesn't go down, because if the word of God is in you, there are things that you will not accept. So verse 11, not what goes, and then he went further to say, not what goes into the mouth defile a man, but what comes out of the mouth, this defies a man. And that's correct. Whatever, and he explained down there that whatever you eat through your mouth, and then you go to the cloth, to the loop, it go there, so it doesn't stay in you. But what you pound, what you manufacture in your heart and bring it out, this is what defines you, because it comes from you. It comes from you. You manufacture it in your heart and you pour it down. So when somebody curse you or do things bad, they have cooked it first, and that's what defines you. So this is what I received in this chapter 1, and it was so powerful. Then Jesus said, and then the woman also with great faith. How many of us have read this and understood it? He said, then when Jesus said, I cannot take the food of the children and give to the little dog. And the woman was not offended by that, but still, because she knew what she was looking for, that whatever it costs, she will have her little daughter back, because the daughter was possessed. How many of us have missed our blessing because of being offended? Because of offense, that we thought that people offend us. Some places you will just leave the place. Meanwhile, the blessing of God is waiting for you somewhere. We have been reading Exodus. At every given time, it doesn't mean that God is not everywhere, but there is a place, the position that you have to be for God to meet God. God is waiting for you in that place. And when you get offended, because the devil will bring things to make you miss your blessing, so that you will curse God, because this is all it is about. Your soul. The devil wants you to join him in hellfire. How many of us have lost our blessing because of offense? We get offended because they did not do this, because my mother died, nobody came to me, because I lost my job, nobody gave me money, because I was sick, nobody visited me, because we get offended and we leave our blessing, the place of our blessing, and we flee to some places, our places of choice, not the place of choice of God. I'm not saying that those places are not good, but when you came there, did you listen to God? Because if you listen to God and the God direct you in that place, whatever the amount of offense, you will sit down, because you are not there for a man. God sent you there. So this is what I received, and I was so grateful. Even though I was so tired, I'm like, I have to share with all of us. Please do well to put down in the comment section your own thought, what you think about it. So put the comment section. We are here to uplift one another. May the Lord bless you, and thank you to join me in this journey. Thank you so much. So remember, I challenge you to seek intimacy with God through His Word every day, because God is His Word. God is Word. Beloved, tomorrow is the 23rd day of our Bible reading. So, and we have to read Exodus 3 and till Exodus 5. So 3, 4, 5. And we need to finish Matthew 15, starting on verse 29 till the end, and then read Matthew 16, verse 1 to 12. May the Lord bless you. Shalom.